So recently I had put up a poll on Facebook and Twitter asking you guys the kind of videos that you would like to see next. And to my surprise, top 5 and 10 lists beat out everything else. So here it is, my inaugural top 5 list, the top 5 best worst tokusatsu movies that you must watch. Now let me preface this by saying this is just my opinion, this is not a be-all end-all list. So with that being said, here we go. Number 5, Godzilla Final Wars. Take Michael Bay's love of explosions, John Woo's style of action, and mix it with Godzilla, and Final Wars is what you get. Considered by many die-hard Godzilla fans as one of the worst Godzilla movies in the franchise, Final Wars is all over the place. You get aliens, mutants, motorcycle fights, and all kinds of over-the-top antics. This movie also has one of the most ridiculous plots ever conceived for a Godzilla movie, and I love it. Where else can you see Godzilla run the gauntlet against some of his most memorable foes? Final Wars, that's where. And as an added bonus, you get MMA legend Don Fry wielding a katana blade and kicking butt. What more could you want? Number 4, Mechanical Violator Hakaider. There was no way I could make this list without putting one of Keitel Mamiya's movies on it. Set in a dystopian future, we follow Hakaider as he brings chaos to a seemingly utopian town. Why? Because he can. What ensues is a graphic display of robot on human and robot on robot violence at the hands of our motorcycle riding, shotgun wielding, mechanical anti-hero. If you're looking for any kind of depth or character development, you won't get it here. Just destruction. Lots of it. And therein lies the fun of this movie. Number 3, The Guyver. This one is near and dear to me. Now to start, I'm going to talk about the original release of this movie, which was on VHS, since that was my first exposure to it. The Guyver is a movie directed by makeup and special effects legends Steve Wang and Screaming Mad George, and it doesn't disappoint in those departments. Where it goes astray is not knowing what kind of movie it wants to be. Is it supposed to be serious? Is it a dark comedy? Or somewhere in between? Some of it gets lost in translation. We see Mark Hamill in a serious supporting role, but then we have the ridiculous antics of Jimmy Walker's character that seem to offset what should be a serious movie. So The Guyver just is what it is. The action and effects in this movie are good, but it feels like so much more could have been done with it. Now from my understanding, the producers of the movie were trying to make this into something that would appeal more to kids. That's why 2005's DVD release included a re-edited and much more toned down version of this movie, dubbed the Director's Cut. And while this version seems to give the movie more consistency, it feels like you're missing out on something. It's like watching an experiment that didn't have all the necessary materials to complete it, but it's still entertaining in a so bad it's good way. Number 2, Mecha Droid Robokill Beneath Disco Club Layla. This is a movie that can be subcategorized as a horror movie of the murderous silent stalker variety, only it's not at all scary. Just entertaining in its absurdity. The characters don't really get fleshed out, so it doesn't really leave much room to get emotionally invested in them, or their plight. Part of this is also probably due to the fact that this movie is only an hour and 13 minutes long, but for as short as it is, there's so much to enjoy. From the way people die to the attempts of what seems like pointless symbology. This feels like the Japanese attempt at a Terminator movie, except without any of the budget, story, or the good. Mecha Droid is just the perfect storm of nonsense. Number 1, Shin Kamen Rider Prologue. Arguably one of the most unique Kamen Riders ever created, if not the most unique. Shin Kamen Rider Prologue stands out as the first real attempt of a Kamen Rider for adults. A dark tone, gory violence, and brief nudity are featured in this one-shot from Toei. Shin is the first rider that actually transforms into a grasshopper monster, without the aid of a belt or henshin device. The biggest flaw that this film has is that it's inconsistent, and by the end you'll find yourself having to speculate on some of its unresolved plot points. It also drags, so at times it'll be boring. Its saving grace for me, though, is the use of practical effects in the creature designs, as well as the somber music and overall feel of it. It's those reasons that always seem to bring me back to this movie, and why it's number 1 on my top 5 best worst tokusatsu movies that you must watch. And that is a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you think are the top 5 best worst tokusatsu movies that you think other people should watch. Let me know in the comments section below, and if you want to see more top 5 or 10 lists, let me also know in the comments section below. Until next time, guys, you know how it goes. The hunt continues.